it's Simplicity, and welcome back to part 5 of Build With Me for Cranbrook Lodge. So, I have been doing some thinking about what I want to do with this house. So, the backsplash in the kitchen, I'm wanting to make white, because I feel like that'll look better in the kitchen anyways, but I don't want it to be like a super bright white. I'll leave the Hexcode down below. I'm kind of thinking like a white gray kind of color like this. I think is probably what's going to be the best. So if you can hear that, I've got people home while I'm filming. And then if we go into the counters, this is really annoying. I am sorry if you guys are able to hear that. But I wanted to start off with the kitchen just because I feel like a kitchen can really shape a house. And I'm thinking of using, I think I'm going to use the ones from Pets. It was either I was going to use these ones or I was going to use the ones from Late Night, but I think I'm going to use the one from Pets. I think they're honestly probably my favorite counter. And I don't really know what colors I'm wanting to do with it quite yet. So I'll probably be testing that out, but yeah, I don't know. I've got some plans for this house and what I'm wanting to do, and just wanting to make it work. But I feel like the white is going to be a lot better in the kitchen than me trying to blend it in with the wall, and just kind of doing like a bit of like a pop of color kind of thing. I was also thinking about maybe doing a tile in the kitchen instead of wood. But I wanted to see what you guys thought on that before actually making that a thing. So let me know what you guys think if we should do like a tile, because I feel like that could be kind of cool. But yeah, I don't know. I'm going to wait for all of these to kind of load on up a little bit, because I do want to actually paint the cabinets. I like to go into the paint option and just click on one of like the yellow based paints. That probably, oh, you can go into miscellaneous, I think it is, and there's like a plain white one, but I do like to use the paint option. And I'm just going to drag that down onto the cabinet colors, like that. And then I'll collapse them so I don't have to actually like change them all, which I probably should have done to begin with. And I think I'm just going to go with a white. That's what I'm thinking of doing, is just like a plain white. But I do want to kind of like play with some color and see if there's anything. Pink looks kind of cool. But I don't think that'll go for this house, but I'm going to go into the hex code and type in ffffff, because that is about as pure white as you can get. And then I'm just going to maybe make it a little bit more blue, kind of like that. I'll leave my hex codes down in the description. And yeah, I don't know, I like the blue. I'm not sure about the cabinet. Not the cabinet, the countertop. I'm not sure about how I like that right now, but I'm liking the color of the overall like base of the counter, I guess that would be. I am kind of thinking of going with a wood for this house. I kind of like this one here. I'm gonna go and type in a bunch of E's, because then it makes it white. And then just darken it up a little bit. This is a base game wood in the Curtis style, by the way. That looks kind of cool. Maybe lighten it a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna roll with that and see how I like it for the actual overall kitchen, and then see where we go from there. I should probably make a small disclaimer. I am a little bit sick, so if you guys can hear my voice or like anything like that, that's probably why. But I'm going to go ahead and drag this around. I'm going to skip that one because that's where I'm going to put the stove. Okay, so just kind of like that. And then I'm going to go into the fridge section. And I'm probably just going to use that same fridge that I tend to use. Actually, you know what, let's use the Pets one, because then it blends in with everything. And I'm just going to put it over here beside the bathroom door. And I'm going to go into the Create a Style tool and just drag the color over from the counter onto the fridge. And see how that looks. But that's all you have to do. Just drag it over just like this. So as you guys can see, I have the countertop color on the top of the fridge. So all I'm going to do is just hop on in over to the fridge and drag that blue color up. And there we go. Perfect. I really like this like bluey white color. I think it's kind of pretty. And it's different from what I normally do. Normally I'll just do like a full-on white, but I feel like we should do like the blue. I don't know. And then for the stove options, I typically use the one right here from the base game. It's honestly like the only one I use. So I'm just going to go ahead and place that in this little open section right here. Okay, so I've been playing around with some colors of the stove. I was kind of thinking of making it more blue as well, but I don't know how I actually feel about it. I don't know. I don't think the blue is actually going to suit how I'm wanting to do the stove. And then I'm not really wanting black handles. I kind of want to do them gold to match the counter. But I don't know if that'll work. Okay. I don't know what I'm wanting to do with the stove. But I'm going to go into the kitchen section and grab the kitchen sink here. And then place it on this side by the window. There we go. I'm going to get rid of the stove because I know what one I want to do. I'm just going to use the simple silver one. And then if we go into cabinets, I'm going to use the hanging, actually no. I'm going to use the same cabinets that come with pets, just the single-sided ones, and just place them right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and make them blue as well. So I'm just going to do the same thing that I did for the fridge and just drag from the thing to the to the cabinet. And then I'm going to have to go in and adjust the top color for the thing as well. I'm just going to let it load up so that it doesn't full on glitch out on me. Oh, I did that wrong. Oops. Okay, that was my fault. Go back. Okay. I did not click on the actual cabinet. So as I said, I'm just going to go ahead and drag that blue color onto where I have the wood. And then there we go. Perfect. So there we have our cabinets. I always like adding cabinets. I feel like it looks very bare if you don't. So I'm going to go ahead and click on accept. I will have this hex code. Actually, you know what? Okay. I kind of want to do something a little bit darker. How do I feel about this? I think I kind of like this darker color, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and drag that over to the counter just to see how that looks. But I think I'm going to end up actually liking that better. So I'll have this darker color down in the description under the hex codes if it is what I go with. But I think it's going to look okay. So I went ahead and switched to that darker color. I will have it down in the description if you guys are interested. But I'm going to go ahead and continue with the cabinets. I'm going to go all the way around, skipping where the windows are. Just like that. And then I'm going to take this range hood and put it over the top of the stove, which I'll link down in the description if I can find it. And then I'm just going to take the hanging pot rack and just put it to the side. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab a fire alarm. And I'm just going to probably put that right here. Okay. And then, if I go into the smaller electronics section, I do tend to like to add some stuff like a microwave, so I'll put that back here in this corner, because I feel like that's probably, or do I want it in this corner? I'll put it in this corner. I do like to kitty corner my microwaves. That's always been something I do in The Sims, just to kind of get use out of these back ones, and then I'll put a coffee maker on the other side. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab a trash can and put that over here probably. I think that's probably the best spot for it. And I'll do a recycling bin as well. So I'm going to hit, I'm going to move this around actually and put that on the inside. And then we'll put this beside it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and jump into cheats. So I'm going to click on Ctrl-Shift-C and type Moveobjects on. And then I'm going to hold down and get a different angle here first. But I'm going to hold down on Alt and just freely move things to where I want it, just like that. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and add in the matching dishwasher over here just beside the sink, but I'm going to turn Moveobjects off for that, just so that it's not glitching out. But I'm just going to put it right beside where the sink is on the right hand side. And then if I can get it to work, that'd be great. There we go. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the Clear to Style tool and drag the colors over from the cabinet onto the dishwasher as well, just so that it blends in. And there we go. Perfect. Alright. I'm actually going to go in and switch out the wood because it did transfer over onto there as well, just for that darker color, like that. Perfect. So that is pretty much the basis of our kitchen. I really like this like color, I don't know. And I'm thinking the white looks a lot better with it, but I feel like it's still quite open. So I'm kind of thinking of adding in the island cabinets, these ones here. So I could do these like right about here just to kind of close it off a little bit. But I'm kind of actually coming up with an idea of what I want to do. So I think I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to drag these colors over just so that I can kind of like play around a little bit and see what it is that I want to do. You guys can completely like skip this step if you guys want to add in something else, but I think it looks really nice not having it like so big and open, and I don't know. So these are just the island cabinets from Pets, but I'm just going to go ahead and place that over here for a second. And then I'm going to take the eyedropper tool with the cabinets that we had already used, and I'm just going to turn that around just like this and connect two of them, just skipping one square over from the sink. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on Testing Sheets Enabled True by using Ctrl-Shift-C. And then I think it's... that's not the right sheet. What sheet is it that it is? I think it's Disablesnappingtoslotsonalt True. Okay. So I'm going to say that's probably what the cheat is. You could also do what I just showed you guys there with the turning it around and like connecting them to make an L shape. But I'm going to do a little bit of an island here in the center. So by holding down on Alt, I am able to freely move the counters. I'm going to turn Moveobjects on again. And then I can make a bigger island with using the normal counters instead of the island counters. So as you guys can see, I have a little, oh, not what I wanted to do, but I'll put that one over here for a second. So as you guys can see, if I hold down on Alt, I can freely move this and make it look like it's one big thing and not like, okay. I'm going to line these up. Honestly, this takes quite a bit of time. But see, like, if I do something like that, then it just looks like one big counter, and then it takes up a little bit more space, and I think I'm actually going to go with that option. I kind of like that more. And then you can have more room for cooking space. You can move your sink over to that if you want. You can do, like, a sink in the middle of the island. There's honestly a lot of things that you can do if you do something like this. I like the looks of it, so I'm going to roll with that. And then if we go into the rug section, I do want to add in a little bit of a rug just because it is so plain over here. But if we end up going with tile based on what you guys say, that I might end up taking the lug out, just because I feel like that might look a little bit too busy. But I think I'm just going to take this little circular circular lug and put it over here, probably by the sink, and then I'm going to go into Create a Style and play around with some patterns. I'm probably going to do a geometric pattern. I like the looks of like little plaid, like gingham pattern on rugs, but like there's so much that you can play around with. The base game actually has like a lot of good patterns. If you play around with them and then like recolor them, they work out really nice. But I think I'm gonna do just a light yellow rug like this. I think. Okay, so I went ahead and put down that yellow rug, and then we're gonna go ahead and jump on in and do the dining room up a little bit, just so that you guys can see what I'm thinking with this. My game is lagging a little bit. I'm sorry. I should probably like stop and save it. But this is what we have going on for the kitchen right now. I'm going to go ahead and actually probably stop and save my game here for a second because it is being kind of glitchy. Okay, so we are back. I fixed it. We should be good to go and I shouldn't be having the lag that we were having. I jumped in and I saved my game, so we shall see. But here is our kitchen as of right now, and I think I'm actually going to add in some decor items instead of jumping straight. Okay, so I went ahead and placed down some decor items. I placed down the paper towel over there by the sink, and then I'm going to place down the utensils over here by the stove. And then I tend to like to add the soap in from late night by the sink as well. If I can find it right here. And so then I'll just add that onto the sink as well. And then I don't really know what else I feel like adding in. Sometimes I'll do something like a pantry, but I'm not going to do that in this house. It just kind of for me to take up some space if it's not something I can see like my Sims actually using. But I don't think we're going to need that for this house. But I do have some like decor items that we could add in of like condiments and stuff like that. I'm also going to add in the china cabinet because it's actually one of the things that I do like to add into my dining room areas, and I think I'm going to put it on the wall over here, just like here on the corner maybe. And then I'm just going to leave it white just because I like how that looks. And then I'm going to add in a dog food bowl because I feel like this would be a good house to have a dog in, or like a cat. But I'm just going to put that over here. Okay, I think that's honestly, that'll probably be good for right there for a second. You could also add in the miscellaneous dog food decor by there if you want to take up a little bit more space. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Because I don't really want to take up, like, make it all, like, super cluttered. So I think maybe just having the dog food bowl on the floor right there is a good idea. And then maybe we'll add in, like, a painting or something like that. But I do actually kind of want to add a shelf as, like, more storage space. I don't know if we should go ahead and do that, though. But we can test it out. So if you go into surfaces, there is a little shelf section. University came with some shelves. Generations has some shelves. I also have some custom ones that I could place down, but I'm probably not going to. But I think I'm just going to use these ones here from Generations, just the plain wooden shelves. And I could put that like here. and then it takes up a wall, or you can throw like a painting in here. I'm going to go into the dining room section and go back into a miscellaneous decor. And then I'll let this all load on up because I do have some stuff, as you guys can see. I've got like some flour and stuff like that just to kind of like add in. I am suffering from okay. So I went ahead and did my little pantry area off camera just because it was being a little bit glitchy. But I just placed down some like kitchen stuff, so like you could place down the like anything, honestly. A lot of stuff can work for those shelves and just kind of make it look like somebody actually lives there. But I'm going to go ahead and probably use this dining table here from Seasons. But you guys can see, like, I added in like a cookie jar and some flour and just some like bottles and stuff. And then I'll use maybe these chairs. I'll have to see if I can find them. So I'll link them in the description if I can find them. But like this is all completely up to personal preference of what you want to do here. But I am going to add in a light directly over top of the dining table. Now I do like these little like jar lights, but I don't feel like that fits the vibe of this house. So I might use this light here from World Adventures. I feel like that could work. I'm just holding down Alt so that I can like freely place it. But I think that's what we're going to go with, is probably this light here from World Adventures. And then I'm going to add a rug underneath of the table as well, just to kind of add a little bit of dimension. I have a lot of custom rugs that are like my favorites to use. But I think I might go with a base game one and then just recolor it. So I think I'm going to use this one here from the base game. I don't know the name of it. But it's got like different versions and stuff, but I'm going to use the smaller one. And then jump into create a style, and then we can play around with some colors. And honestly, I'm probably going to roll with something white. That wouldn't surprise me. Just because I feel like white is such a good accent color whenever you have such a bold wall choice. Or I could go like black. But I have to wait for all my patterns to load up here before anything is going to change up. Okay, so I just waited for my patterns to load up. So I'm kind of thinking this floral pattern for the inside, but I'm not sure what I want to do on the outside of the rug. I was kind of thinking of doing like a plain white, but I feel like that looks kind of strange. So I don't know what I want to entirely do. I don't play around with the base game rugs too often. But I felt like this would be a good time to, and I do actually really like them and how like you can customize them to look how you want them to look. It's just, I never know what's going to probably look good. Because like, see, if I do like an entire floral rug like this, I don't really like how that looks. I feel like that's too much floral. But I could do a floral outside like that. That honestly doesn't look too bad. But I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. I honestly have no clue. So I'll have to try and figure that out or see if I can find another pattern that I like. But for right now, I think I might just leave it like that, and then I'll play around with it a little bit off camera and see what I can come up with. I'm going to hop into wall decorations, which is under the living room section, so that we can add something onto this back wall, because it's honestly looking kind of really bare. And I don't know. I don't see this as a house that's going to have a lot of plants, by the way. Like, what I'm picturing for this, I'm not seeing as a majorly plant household, I guess I could say. I'm letting my pictures all kind of load on up here so that we can see what we have to work with. And see what we can kind of add in that's kind of going to fit our dining room. I do have some custom things downloaded that were conversions from The Sims 4. So like if you guys have seen like the stuff that came with Seasons, the holiday stuff, like the banners that the kids can make, I have that stuff for The Sims 3. I believe it was on around The Sims, I think. I want to say that's where that came from if you guys were looking for that. But like I'm just kind of wanting to add in a very simple painting. I could do this one right here, or I could do these ones here from, I think these are from Island Paradise. I kind of like that because it has like a pop of color. And then we can go ahead and add some curtains onto the window. I have these like little curtains that came with, I think they're from the base game actually, that okay, these ones that you guys can see here in the kitchen. I like to do them because I feel like they suit the kitchen and still let in quite a bit of sunlight. And I'm kind of thinking of using the same floral pattern off of the rug just to kind of like make them work together. But at the same time, that kind of looks like it's too much, so maybe I won't. Okay, so I went ahead and just did plain white curtains in the kitchen, and then I'm going to go ahead and place down some curtains against this little wall here. I think I'm going to leave the ones at the front of the house open to let in some sunlight, but I do want to add in some curtains as it can make it look a little bit more homey. I have these like really cute curtains here that I don't know where they came from, but I'll link in the description if I can find them. But I think I kind of want to roll with them. They're like, I don't know, there's just something very elegant about it, and I think I'm going to do them just plain white. Any curtain in my house that we have is white, so I feel like white's probably the best option, and it's going to go with anything. And I don't know, I really like how that looks. Okay, so there is our curtains for that window. I actually really like that a lot. And, I don't know. I feel like that's honestly probably a good place to end this part. Because, like, look at all the work that we've done in this part, you guys. Like, we've only been going for, what, 27 minutes? But we've gotten an entire kitchen done, a dining room. Like, it's looking really good. I do actually want to add some ceiling tiles. That was something that I wasn't thinking about doing, but looking at it from this view, I feel like ceiling tiles are going to be a very good option here. So I'm going to hop into buy mode, and if you go into the flooring, there's a ceiling tile section, and you can do some ceiling tile stuff. So I'll like show you some stuff here. So like you can change up the color of your ceiling tiles, stuff like that. I'm probably just going to use the very first one, because honestly, like the pattern ones, like I'll show you, I'm not a huge fan of any of the pattern ones. But I think I'm actually going to go ahead and wrap this part up here, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this part. If you did, you can go ahead and hit that like button down below. If you guys want to see some more videos from me, you can subscribe. And if you're already subscribed and want notifications for when I post, you can go ahead and hit that bell down below. All of my social media links are down in the description. I will have the Hexcodes and CC listed down below as well. And I will see you guys all in my very next video. Okay, bye guys. Watching it end, again and again. I feel it in waves, you follow me, drift into places I should leave.